Mary Louise Pratt writes an essay on contact zones and includes a number of sources to support her argument. Pratt connects all of the texts she uses to her point and connects some of them to each other. These texts have a voice and they meet, clash, and grapple with each other. If what Pratt suggests is true, different texts may be chosen and have the same general effect. Roughly 8 years ago, I was riding bikes with my friends on the Montour Trail. We were moving towards Cecil Park and we had to take a quick turn that had small ditches that were difficult to see everywhere. The trail was mainly made up of fine gravel, but it had some larger rock, especially during the turn into the park. We passed two older bikers that were waiting near the park entrance. I took the turn too fast, got caught in a hole, and was thrown off my bike. My friends stopped to see if I was alright, and I got up fine, but my hands hurt a bit. They realized my knee was bleeding since two rocks cut it when it fell. One of the men wrapped my knee in a towel he brought with him. I would assume many people would have done the same thing, but as a kid, this act was different and awesome to me. It is strange saying that I cannot see myself thinking how I thought when I was a kid, but mindsets change over time. Kids tend to be self-centered and often unable to be empathetic, and I was no different. This made me realize that the way I view things is not the only perspective I should look through. The experience I had was selfishness meeting with selflessness. Even though it was not cross-cultural, this may have been my first experience with a contact zone. Recently there was a shooting in a mall in Kenya. This was a giant, violent culture clash. There was a group of gunmen that moved into the mall and killed 39 people. The assailants shouted for Muslims to run away while they picked off other shoppers. The shoppers were forcibly thrown into a contact zone over religion. This was the first experience with radicals that many of the shoppers had, and for some, the last. Pratt's essay shows that information is gained through contact zones, a good thing. This news story clearly shows that contact zones can be awful situations. The incident in Kenya, even though it should not, gives all Muslims a bad reputation. My experience with getting help after falling off my bike and the Kenya shooting are related in many ways, speaking to each other. I could not see myself thinking the way I did 10 years ago. When the shooters were kids, they could not see themselves hating a group of people so much that they would go to a mall and kill people. My experience with the contact zone changed me, and I no longer think the way I used to, just like the Kenya shooters changed. Beliefs do not change unless another is brought against it. Another way of thinking was shown to me, and I accepted it. The shooters were shown a different culture, and they responded differently.